We're live. Right in your face. Hey everybody, it's Dave and Johnny Live. I'm Dave and this is Johnny.
That's me.
Johnny got me this sweet new Expos hoodie for my birthday because it's my birthday coming up this week on the 3rd of October.
It's funny, on the receipt it said Blue Jays hoodie, and yet I'm like, that doesn't look like the Blue Jays whatsoever. So that cashier, you get a thumbs down.
Oh, thumbs down to you, cashier, for calling this a Blue Jays hoodie. It was listed as a Blue Jays hoodie when you bought it?
Yeah.
I would not have appreciated a Toronto Blue Jays hoodie. I am not a Toronto Blue Jays fan. You will never see me wearing anything Toronto Blue Jays ever in your life.
This is the sad part where I don't think a lot of people that were born like in 2000s know about the Expos whatsoever. It's sad, but it's the case it is, it seems.
Well, they have been gone for almost 15 years nearly, right? It was 2004 when they had their last season. It's like 14 years since we lost the Expos.
So it's
been a long time.
They never went to an Expos game.
Yeah, I went to many Expos games, and hopefully I'll go to another Expos game in the future.
Well, you went to all the Blue Jay preseason games.
Those were not Expos games.
They were not, but the Guerrero thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, they have little ceremonies for the Expos, old Expo players before those Blue Jay games. Are we back? I think we're back.
We're live again. Boom.
It looks like we're live again. Oh, sorry about that, everybody.
That is the hiccups of hiccups right there.
That was bad.
That was like you died and then you came back to life again.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. We're having all sorts of technical issues at the Dave and Johnny Live studio. Hopefully we'll stay on the internet for the rest of the show. I don't know what happened there.
Did we even get that first part? Is it gone? Or is
No, it's still there. It was just like kind of a block in the middle of the show. It'll be alright on the thing. Don't worry about it, John.
So you were saying
So
again,
where was I?
The Blue Jays suck. You hate the Blue Jays?
Yeah, so I was going to those exhibition games at the Olympic Stadium watching the Blue Jays, and I've grown tired of them. I don't think I'm just not that interested. I don't like exhibition baseball. Who cares? I don't like the Blue Jays. Who cares? I want the Expos back. I'm sick of this Blue Jays business. Plus, they don't even ever bring the Yankees. Like, at least if I got to see the Yankees, then I could see a real baseball team, but it's like the Blue Jays against the Pirates. Who wants to watch that nonsense? Whatever. Sasha Lagarde checking in saying Vlad Jr. is a reason to watch next year. Not for me. Don't care about the Blue Jays. I don't care about you if you play for the Toronto Blue Jays. I know our friend Antoinette out there in Toronto is probably upset about it. She's a big Blue Jays fan, but since the Expos left, I'm a Yankee fan. I've been a Yankee fan my whole life, really. I've always loved the kind of, the legends of the Yankees. How could you not? Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle. But, since there's no Expos here in Montreal, I've just kind of said, all right, well, full-on Yankees. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Didi Gregorius. How could you not love the Yankees?
J-Hap.
J-Hap, yeah, there you go. Go Yankees. They're probably going to have to play a one-off wild card playoff game.
Against the Athletics, no?
When's that game going to be? I was trying to find out last night, and it's like they don't know when the game's going to be. They don't know where it is yet. It's either going to be in Oakland or in the Bronx. It's probably going to be in New York, though. It's looking like the Yankees are going to get home field, at least for that game. One game, and then... I hate how the regular season now just kind of... For the wild card team, it comes down to one game. Like, the Yankees have a way better record than the A's, but for some reason, they have to play each other in one game to see who goes on into the baseball playoffs. I don't like that.
I think it's exciting.
It's an exciting game, but, it's just a ratings grab. It's just a cash grab. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. You play 162 games. Every time you play a team, it's in a series, You play 3 games against a team. You play 4 games or whatever it is, the whole season, and then for one game to determine if you go on to another 5-game series, you have to play one game. I think it's dumb. Like, what's the point of having a better record if you're the Yankees if you lose to the A's in one game? I think it's stupid.
Yeah, but before they didn't have this, you had less teams actually making the playoffs, so they gave 2 other teams a chance to have another game to possibly make the playoffs now.
No, the wild card, there was just one wild card.
That's it. Now there's 2 wild cards. Now you get one team that would go on.
What I'm saying is it's stupid to have the second wild card.
But now
Because
potentially
it's
more teams
cheap.
can make
It cheapens the whole deal.
Oh, there's so many teams that never make the playoffs. It's nice to see some teams try to make it now.
I think it's dumb. They're
It's
just
tough.
playing with the integrity of baseball, which is like, whatever. Baseball's become stupid. Instant replays, flags on the field. It's ridiculous. What are we playing, football here? I don't like any of it. I think it's dumb.
You're saying this and you're wearing an MLB hoodie right now too.
Yeah, well, I don't like Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball sucks as far as I'm concerned. I like the Yankees. That's about it.
Well, good luck. I think against the Athletics you have a good shot. Red Sox, not so much.
I know one game, anything can happen, you know? I think the Yankees will win. I hope the Yankees win everything that they do, but I don't know. You never know.
Something your dad and me agree on, at least, on our view on the Yankees.
Yeah, my dad doesn't like the Yankees. My brother and I love them.
It's funny how that worked out in your family.
Yeah, family dinners are always interesting. Yeah. So what do you got for Dave and Johnny Live here? I mean, a lot of people are calling you out this week, Johnny North. A lot of people. Johnny North is getting into a lot of controversy. I don't know if you guys have heard the latest episode of What's Fandom in Japan, but that dropped this week. Late last night, actually, on WrestlingUncensored.net. It's on our YouTube channel as well. You can listen to it over there. Myself and Green Phantom talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling and also talking about Johnny North. And you heard some of what Green Phantom had to say about you. You guys have a match coming up at some point. We still don't know exactly when it's going to be, but you guys will lock up in the ring, and we will put this match on ourselves if we have to. I will book it myself. I will get a wrestling ring. I will book a venue, and I will make sure that Johnny North and Green Phantom headline Wrestling Uncensored Mania.
Well, first off, I think you said I always put him down. I don't always put Phantom down. I give him a lot of credit because me and him as tag team champions were over 300 days in MWF. It's one of the best moments of my wrestling career, right there. But that was in the past.
Putting him over now, I see.
It's not like I never put him over. It's just the last time we wrestled each other, and this is a fact, you can look it up. It's on his history and my history. He seems to have forgotten this, but I beat him in the last match that we had. I defended the CRW Junior Heavyweight Championship. Yes, it was ridiculous. That was a junior heavyweight title, and we're both heavyweights, but whatever. That was the situation we put in. I won the match. I pinned him 1, 2, 3. Now, he decides to forget about it. He likes to remember the match that he beat me in MWF. Fine, that's nice. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's a great match. Fantastic. He won that one, but it wasn't the last one. Last one was 2015. Pinned him.
Okay.
And I'll do it again.
So you haven't wrestled each other since 2015.
Well, he got injured, right? He's been out for like 2 years.
Huh.
So, it's kind of hard.
So this match is happening at some point, but we don't know when, right?
Well, we originally had November 9th, but unfortunately the promoter, Paul Rossetti, has not gotten back to me, so I'm fearful about that. I feel it might get postponed, unfortunately.
This promoter you tried to put over on our YouTube channel, which I quickly put a stop to.
Yeah, I like Paul a lot, but unfortunately Paul disappears sometimes. Promoters are like that, so we'll wait and see.
We don't put you over unless you come through with what you're supposed to do. That's how it works in Wrestling Uncensored world. That's how it works on Dave and Johnny Live. You better come through on what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, we're not putting you over.
Well, me and Phantom, we are going to wrestle. The date, though, is still, unfortunately,
I think I'm going to be the promoter for this show.
Well, you're going to need a venue, my friend.
Yeah, I'll find a venue, no problem. Dave and Johnny present Johnny North versus the Green Phantom. You're like Conor McGregor. You're running your own promotion.
That's fun.
McGregor Promotions, Johnny North Promotions.
I get my own, like, whiskey or something? No?
Yeah, you get your own. You want your own whiskey? You
Yeah,
don't like whiskey?
I don't really like whiskey, so yeah, it doesn't really work.
What are you talking about?
Well, I get something to promote. No, I get money. It's good.
I guess so. So you and Phantom will wrestle. You heard what he said about you.
Yeah, he said some hurtful things. You know, he pretty much just bashed the living hell out of me, and that's fine.
He said he was going to knock you out.
I think he's just bitter about that headbutt I gave him, and yeah, like, it messed him up pretty bad, and he was supposed to go to, like, a Halloween party, I think, that day, and he looked like crap, but...
He has a big scar on his head because of you.
He looks like crap anyway, so it doesn't, not that big of a change, in my opinion.
Wow.
But he's fine, no, isn't he? Like, you know, he's living life, he's got so much attention from so many people that don't really matter, but it's good for him.
Yeah, a bunch of people that don't really matter. You know, whatever.
Yeah, it's good for him, you know? A bunch of people that mean nothing whatsoever in this world. Yeah, it's good. They all care about the Green Phantom. It's good. Good for him.
Oh, man, there's so much I could say that I won't say right now. I'll probably say it one day, though. Maybe one day soon.
See, he truly is the guy in the middle. That's the fun part about this, in so many ways.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I could say. Our boy Sasha commenting, and I'm seeing that Green Phantom showed up at a thing last night. A lot of things I could say. I'm not going to say.
I may have offended a lot of people right there. Oh, well.
Oh, well. What are they going to do?
Again, they don't really matter, so it doesn't matter to me.
What are they going to do, brother?
Well, isn't that what the Green Phantom does? He does the whole try to rip off Hogan thing? Like, that's his whole thing. Like,
that's enough.
What? It's true. Like, he's just Hogan with a mask on. That's his thing. That's the Green Phantom in a nutshell. Like, I may have exposed the gimmick, I'm sorry, but that's truly what the Green Phantom is.
Wow.
Again,
good wrestler, man.
Fantastic. One of the greatest hardcore wrestlers, I think, ever in Canadian history. His match with Necro Butcher, if you've ever seen it, one of my favorite matches I've ever seen as a hardcore match. Fantastic. He's really good. It's just, I'm better.
Sasha is loving the shoot promo that we're doing here on Dave and Johnny Live. Man, you guys don't want me to do a shoot promo. I feel like doing one right now, but I won't go there.
There's a time and a place for everything, I guess, right?
Yeah, we won't do it on this episode of Dave and Johnny Live, but it's coming, brother. It's coming. Oh, I didn't even tell you about everything, John. Things went down. Don't worry. We'll be all right.
I'm not really worried.
You didn't watch 90 Day Fiance this week?
I missed it.
We had a guy, Brian, call you out. Well, you didn't like his... let's talk about him for a second.
Oh, Brian.
So my buddy Brian, who I work with him, and we do. He does radio stuff, and he's a guy. He tweeted something about I don't know. It's kind of nonsensical, right?
Some of his show is dope, and that's great. And this is all in caps, by the way.
You know what? Tweet for me. Can I just?
This is gonna be difficult, actually.
I want you to do it. I want you to read Brian's tweet because. If you follow him at PlayBK, you kind of understand it's funny for Johnny North to read what he says. It is confusing. I'm even confused. I'm a friend of this guy, and I'm even confused by the things that he says. But he talked about Johnny North because Brian is a loyal viewer of Dave and Johnny Live. He talked about Johnny North, and yeah, I'll let Johnny read it for you on his Twitter feed.
So this is Brian. Was September 23rd that you tweeted
September 23rd, it was around like 11:45 p.m.
That's always a great time to tweet.
So, you know.
So he tweets, my radio show is effing dope because I was always check with my right-hand man at Dave Simon MMA. Hashtag MMA, hashtag WWE. We are the effing best at what we do. So you do a show with him?
No.
Okay. Like punches to your face. If you can think of anyone better, they can never see us. So he's John. Okay. All right. And it's always NWO for life. I just wish we could turn at North Genesis. Me. Okay.
I didn't understand why we're turning you. Like, are we turning you heel to join a faction?
Again, a lot of this is all in caps.
Too sweet.
Just all over the place. So, I believe that he may have been on something when he tweeted this. And
yeah. And then what did you tweet?
I said, don't do drugs. And
To who?
to your son.
Yeah, why are you addressing my son on Twitter?
Because
what does my son have to do with Brian's tweets? I thought that was a bizarre response, John, and that's what drew my ire in this whole storm.
you have to understand, we're role models here. And your son...
I'm a role model.
Fine. I think so, me too. But your son's going to see this one day, perhaps. Or maybe, in his classroom or something, they'll see it.
See Brian's tweets in his classroom? I doubt it.
You never know.
That'd be weird.
Past tweets apparently get brought back to life, and people are like, calling people out on stuff.
So what is... It had nothing to do with my son. You were just throwing it out there. You're just...
Well, I think it's a good message for your son. Don't do drugs, Ev.
Good message.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
And that's it. He might be watching this right now.
Weed's gonna be legal in like 2 weeks, eh? 2 weeks.
Oh.
Be strong, everybody. Stay strong. Stay strong out there. Stay strong, Johnny North. I know it's gonna be tough for you.
I'll survive.
Are you gonna vote?
I wanted to do the early voting, but I missed it, unfortunately. It was from the 21st to the 27th.
There's an election on what, Monday? Is
Yeah,
it Monday?
It is Monday, the 1st.
It's a provincial election here. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, I'm probably going to vote Liberal.
Bunch of nerds. Bunch of nerds running for nerd things.
It's close, though. Like,
You know what I don't like about politicians? They're all nerds.
and yet...
Where's Jesse Ventura when you need him, brother?
They decide what we do, right? Thanks to them.
Bunch of nerds. Bunch of nerds deciding what we do. It's a secret for all you people. Politicians are all nerds. It's true. Right?
You don't like politicians too much.
Well, Trump's no nerd. Maybe he should be a little bit more. He's definitely not a nerd. I would, it might be a dumbass, but he's no nerd. You know what I mean?
So you're insulting Putin then by saying this? No.
No, he's cool. I actually think he's about right.
Saving yourself there.
Oh, yo, I'm never insulting Putin, man. I would never say anything about our dear leader, Vladimir Putin. I love him. I mean, not really, but, he's alright. I'm scared of him.
You should be.
I'm not really scared of Trump. That's what Trump is missing. He doesn't have that, scary factor, He's a pretty good strongman, but, the scary part is just not down. He's more kind of, laughed at than anything,
Well,
Doesn't really have it going for him.
luckily here, I think the Canadian politicians, they're pretty quiet, reserved.
Yeah, they are. They're, not as wild as other people in other countries, right?
Not as flamboyant.
Yeah.
Not as radical. I mean, we do have some radical groups, but they're on power.
We're legalizing weed. Not many countries in the world are doing that.
Yeah,
That's a pretty radical move, if you think about it.
Still being controlled by the government, though.
In most places. Not in Ontario.
That'll be interesting.
It's weird how, the most conservative people are the most lenient with the weed laws that are coming into effect.
It is very surprising.
I don't know if you've noticed that.
I didn't notice that, but it's very surprising.
But, Doug Ford is the premier in Ontario, right? And he's a pretty conservative guy. And he came into power and he changed the weed laws. All of a sudden, he's like, private businesses are going to be able to do this. When before it was like only the province was going to be able to sell it, kind of like they sell liquor.
Right.
And that's how it's being run here and in a bunch of other provinces. But it seems like the more kind of left-leaning you are, the more you want it controlled by the government, which kind of, right? But the more right-leaning you are, the more you want it kind of controlled by the free market, which is interesting because it's weed, right? So they may not be in favor of it being legal, but once it is legal, they think anybody should be able to sell it. You know, it's a weird... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm very surprised, especially conservatives. You think they'd want more control.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And depending on who gets voted in on Monday, the weed laws will be affected, right? Because it's legal across the board in the country, but each province gets to choose how they enact the law.
Right.
Like, currently in our province and in Manitoba, it's the only two provinces in the country where we can't grow our own. The federal government said that we're allowed to grow, I think, 3 or 4 plants per household. But the provincial government, the Liberal government of Philip Couillard, said that no growing of weed in Quebec. But there are other parties that are running that are like, oh, maybe we can let you grow weed, you know?
Interesting.
I think a couple of them are saying, yeah, you can grow weed.
Well,
it's weird. It's just weird the way it's coming in and how it's going to be different in every little pocket of the country.
It's going to be close, they say, right now. Right now the polls are
the
close.
election on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think it's going to be close, though, between two parties that are going to make weed less legal. Like, the two parties that are in the lead right now, they don't want you to grow weed. And one of the parties wants to raise the legal age to 21.
Wow. That's huge.
The CAC wants to do that.
Wow.
They want to raise the legal age to 21. They pretty much seem like they want to ban smoking in all public areas.
Good luck to that.
And they want it sold by the province, and they don't want you growing it. The Liberals seem like they want it grown. They don't want you growing it. They want it sold by the province, but the legal age will be 18.
Well, that makes more sense.
Anyways. I don't really care. I don't really care either way, to be honest.
Well, if we get a minority government, we're just going to have to vote against soon anyways.
Whatever. It doesn't really affect your day-to-day.
Not right away anyways.
They're all nerds anyways, right? Bunch of nerds. How come GSP's not the premier of Quebec? At least he's not a nerd. He's a guy you could look to and be like, yeah, GSP, I like that guy.
Wasn't he in the news this week too, GSP?
Was he?
He said something about why he doesn't want to face Woodley. He's like, oh, he just doesn't, he's not an interesting fight for him. Doesn't add it. Like, he's a good fighter, but he's not one of the greatest of all time. Pretty much said that.
He probably got the pay-per-view numbers from Woodley's last fight. Woodley sold about like 120,000 pay-per-views for his last title defense against Darren Till. Very exciting fight. You know, good show put on by the UFC, but nobody bought it because nobody cares about Tyron Woodley. That's why George doesn't want to fight him, because he doesn't sell pay-per-views. He's one of the worst-selling champions in the history of the company.
But so George would rather not fight at all than fight somebody. That's what it comes down to.
He'll fight somebody. Just got to be the right guy for the right price. More on that tonight on Ringside Report Radio.
It's good. You guys talking about that.
That's Dave and Johnny live. Should I talk about 90 Day Fiance?
You should. What happened? Tell me what happened. I want to know.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
What are people saying too, by the way?
Not much.
I didn't see NXT this week, unfortunately, Sasha. Was it good?
I didn't see NXT either.
I hope it was good.
Or maybe I did. I saw Pete Dunne wrestle Ricochet. Was that this week on NXT?
I think that was last.
Whatever. What happened on 90 Day Fiancé this week? Angela's done with Michael. She wants nothing to do with him, pretty much. That's over.
Wow.
Jesse is still traveling to New York to break up with Darcy. Darcy thinks that they're not going to break up. It's going to be a whole mess, meltdown next week. Karini seems like she wants nothing to do with Paul, but she's also pregnant with his child, so we'll see how that turns out.
Well, they got pregnant very quickly.
Yeah. Jimena seems pretty upset with Ricky. I don't think that's going to work out.
I don't know. It seems like it's all right. I mean, yeah, Ricky's a bit of an idiot, but still.
No, because he told her that he went to Colombia for Melissa.
Right, but he's with her in the end. And does she really have anyone else? No.
Yeah. What do you know about Jimena and what her life is like?
Didn't she say, like, she needed Ricky? Like, she needs someone to
She
take care of her?
doesn't need Ricky. Jimena's doing just fine. Are you kidding me?
You would think so, but...
No one needs Ricky.
No one needs Ricky.
Not even Melissa. Especially not Melissa.
Well, yeah, of course.
Melissa definitely doesn't need Ricky. Yeah, Ricky. He sucks. Who else is on that show? Can we get to the tell-all already?
That's, like, near the end, though. Like,
Yeah, but are we at the end yet? Like, come on, man. The
no,
show's going on forever.
you're only, like, what, 8, 9 in?
You know they're doing a new show? 90 Day Fiancé. I forget what they're calling it, but there's a new 90 Day Fiancé spinoff. So this is going to be like the fourth 90 Day Fiancé spinoff, okay? There's going to be... So there's 90 Day Fiancé, right? Original. 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
Okay.
90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, right?
Right.
And now there's going to be 90 Day Fiancé where they follow an American who wants to marry somebody in a foreign country, and they follow that American in the foreign country. I forget what it's called. I don't know what they titled it, but it's like another 90 Day Fiancé spinoff, which I'm like, isn't Nicole and Asin already that? Isn't that what Angela and Michael were this season?
Yep.
I don't understand. This is what, before the 90 days that we're watching?
Yep.
But, like, are Darcy and Jesse before the 90 days? I guess because they haven't had a K1 visa, it's technically before the 90 days, but they're never going to get the K1 visa. They're never going to be engaged to be married. They're never getting married.
But they're still together-ish.
Like, the 90 Day Fiancé, the way they kind of set out the shows to be, they don't follow their own guidelines for the shows. There's all sorts of couples that are... Like, Paul and Karini aren't before the 90 days. They're married.
Right. But you've seen it in other ones before, too. They get married.
They
get
should be
divorced.
on 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, should they not?
But they just started, that's why.
Like, what? Weren't Nicole and Asin on Happily Ever After?
I'm not sure.
I think they were on Happily Ever After, but they should be on before the 90 days, right? They should be on this show. Doesn't make sense. The 90 Day Fiancé shows and how they title them and the spin-offs, they're all mixed up. I'm not wrong about this. I know it doesn't matter, but I'm correct.
Well, they just have their certain, like, couples for certain shows, and yeah, things kind of go awry or different situations, but that's just what happened, you know? They weren't planning it. It just went down that situation, so they're stuck with it. Why would they just, you know, flip-flop the couples just because, oh, well, they should be in this kind of situation instead? They're after the 90 days.
Well, couldn't they just put them on different shows?
I guess...
I think it's the filming schedules, to be honest. They just kind of throw them up there on the show, like, whatever.
And for the tell-all, too, at the end. Like, I think a lot of them talk to each other, so it kind of would throw that off as well.
Somebody was saying something about the other one. I think John, the English guy there, he
Violent
was,
guy.
like, talking smack about Jesse on,
Should.
like, Instagram. Like, saying that Jesse's just a really bad person.
He's not wrong.
Or maybe Ricky. I don't know. The tell-all is the best part of the 90 Day Fiancé experience for me.
But it ties them all together.
Yeah.
And when you separate them, it screws everything up, so you have to kind of keep them all together, regardless of that the situation changes. Even with, like, Angela.
Right. Well, she's done on the show. I mean, this is her one season. Her and Michael are done, and then she's never going to be on the show again.
But they'll be back for the tell-all.
Yeah, they'll be back for the tell-all, but I'm saying in future seasons.
Well, who knows? Maybe she'll meet somebody else.
No. That's not how it works. All right, we got one question from Dor. He says, did we see what Jack Gallagher said about CM Punk? He asked about an MMA fight against Punk, and he said at this point it'd be like bullying. So Jack Gallagher thinks he could beat CM Punk in an MMA fight. Good for Jack Gallagher. I mean, whatever.
That's nice, yeah.
Jack Gallagher's only saying CM Punk's name so that we can say Jack Gallagher's name, and I feel like I've said it enough. Like, whatever. Where is that guy? Is he still on 205 Live?
Which is taped now. It's not even live anymore.
So it's just 205?
Pretty much. I was more interested that Daniel Bryan talked about Michael Jackson again. You didn't hear that? Like, he said, like, he at first, like, wasn't really serious about fighting the guy, but the more he thought about it, like, yeah, like, why not?
I thought you meant, like, Michael Jackson, like, Beat It Thriller Michael Jackson. I'm like, why is Daniel Bryan talking about Michael Jackson? Is he speaking out because he doesn't think we should celebrate the man who is an accused pedophile?
You remember who I'm talking about, CM Punk's opponent.
Michael Jackson, the accused pedophile?
No. Who's dead, by the way. Like, God rest his soul.
Oh, yeah. God rest the soul of an accused pedophile?
Accused. But never...
Multiple-time accused pedophile, Michael Jackson?
Again, accused.
Oh, yeah. We should definitely celebrate the life and career of multiple-time accused pedophile Michael Jackson. I don't think so.
I think a lot of people have already, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think his music is great. I think he was a great dancer and singer and artist. But the fact that he's a multiple-time accused pedophile, he loses a lot of points in my book. A lot of points.
Well, Jimmy Snuka is an accused murderer, but was never proven.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good, but it's not Bill Cosby bad.
Anyways. Daniel Bryan thinks he can fight in MMA.
I think
he should stick to pro wrestling.
Actually, he said, like, not so much become like a UFC fighter, but that guy. He could fight that guy at least.
So what? That guy shouldn't be in the UFC, and neither should Daniel Bryan. I don't need to see that. I'm good on that. Stick to wrestling, Daniel Bryan. And that Michael Jackson guy who fought CM Punk, he's never going to get another fight in the UFC. Dana White already said that. And Dor says Logan Paul versus Daniel Bryan. It's not happening in the UFC. Dana White said it's not going down. He has no interest in him. In Logan Paul. You know, I don't think Dana White's even commented about Daniel Bryan. He probably doesn't even know who Daniel Bryan is.
Scott Coker, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Scott Coker would do it. Hey, Bellator, you want to do that? Go ahead. I'm down with that. Bellator's doing Wanderlei Silva and Rampage Jackson tomorrow night. If you're willing to do that, you're willing to do anything. They also got Rory McDonald versus Gegard Mousasi in the main event, which is a huge fight. It's massive. I can't wait for that tomorrow night. Bellator's doing a great card. I know I just kind of poke fun at them, but the show tomorrow night's going to be sick. I can't wait. And we're going to talk about it tonight on Ringside Report Radio, midnight on TSN 690, and of course online at ringsidereport.net. Johnny North, final words?
Well, another call out, you said that like Anthony apparently called me out on Ringside Report last week, or like insulted me, and that I should check it out.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and he didn't really like insult me. He was just confused by a post I put on Instagram.
Yeah, he thought it looked weird. He thought he wasn't sure what you were into. He thought you were maybe into a weird thing. Maybe your lifestyle was different, you know?
It wasn't that bad. He obviously was just confused. I think you actually put him down more. It was his birthday, and you cut him off on the mic. I mean, that was kind of rude.
What do you mean?
Like, he was trying to talk, explain the post, that he was going to write a comment back. And that's why I think he signed Dave Simon on the post back, when it was actually him, is because you cut his mic off. So that was to get back at you, not so much at me.
I don't think I cut his mic off. I don't remember
you
doing
actually,
that.
It's on the radio. Like, yeah, you did.
Well,
on his birthday.
Yeah, well, that's AJ. You know, that's part of the gimmick with that guy. Goes to the territory of AJ. We love AJ. It's all good.
Anyways, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't Green Phantom bad, that's for sure. And it wasn't as crazy as Brian was.
Yeah, and if you want to hear what Green Phantom had to say about Johnny North, download the latest episode of What's Phantom in Japan. This Sunday is going to be Fighting Spirit something Unleashed. What is it? You don't even know, eh? You gonna watch that thing?
I haven't watched it yet.
You gonna watch the thing on Sunday?
I'll listen to you guys talk about it.
Well, we're previewing it.
And then I'll listen to you guys talk about it in the next episode.
We preview it. It's called Fighting Spirit Unleashed. This Sunday, New Japan Pro Wrestling is in Long Beach, California. So it'll be like 8 p.m. on New Japan World, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's great. It's like a WWE pay-per-view, but it's New Japan instead. So it's, enjoyable wrestling. NJPW World this Sunday.
Cool.
Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Watch it. Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi in the main event against Ishii and Kazuchika Okada.
It's pretty good.
It's going to be sick. Stone Pitbull and Okada against the Golden Lovers. Doesn't get much better than that.
Wow. I mean, All In was pretty good too.
All In was great. Well, we'll see what happens this Sunday. Fighting Spirit Unleashed. It should be a great show from New Japan. Thanks, everybody, for checking in and watching. Antoinette checking in, saying, nice hoodie. Antoinette, you're a little late for Dave and Johnny Live. Watch the replay! And you can see that Johnny North gave this hoodie to me for my birthday, which is Wednesday, October 3rd. So, you want to send some gifts my way. Anybody,
He also bashed the Blue Jays pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, her son had an accident. Well, I hope everything's okay. We got to wrap this show up. Antoinette, let me know if everything's all right with everybody. Because Dave and Johnny, we care about the Dave and Johnny Live universe, the Wrestling Uncensored universe. We're here for you like you're here for us. That's how it works.
Much love.
There you go. Wrestling Uncensored tomorrow night. Don't forget. A lot of stuff. Super Showdown is coming up, John. Super Showdown. Super Showdown. Dave and Johnny Live. Dave and Johnny Live.